All right, and we are live. Iron Lord Podcast, lordsofgaming.net with Lord Solve in the building. Raw reactions, brother. What did you think? We just came out of Star Wars. Give me the correct name now.
Jedi Fallen Order from
No
Respawn.
doubt. No doubt. So what do you think, Lord Solve? I'm going to give it to you first. We just came out. What's your impressions?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like when I first saw it, when you get a Respawn game, you take it at face value that it's gonna be a great game.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically Uncharted, but the thing that differentiates it from it is that the combat mechanics. The Jedi combat mechanics, we've seen it before in games like The Force Unleashed and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
This takes it to another level. There's true dodging. In terms of the force powers that you're able to use are pretty freaking amazing. And they only give you like a little tidbit of what you can do.
Right.
One of the moments that stood out from the demo for me was when he used a power where he slowed down time. He grabbed the stormtrooper, the stormtrooper had shot at him. He grabbed the stormtrooper and pulled the stormtrooper into his own laser and killed him with his own shot.
The laser that he shot.
Yes. He used to. It absolutely blew me away. That combat is going to be what makes this game stand apart.
Right.
From the way the game looks, from the way the game, story-wise, we already saw Forrest Whitaker in there.
Whitaker, yeah.
So,
Saul Guerrero.
Saul
For
Guerrero.
Star Wars fans. It's like almost like a prequel, right? Of
Exactly.
what he was doing in the past.
Exactly. So to me, it seems like all the elements are in place for this game to be amazing. It's just a matter of cleaning up a few different things. They were playing on PC.
Yes.
There were some glitches.
We had a crash. We had one crash.
But that's good because you want to see that the game.
It was raw. It wasn't scripted.
Some issues with some textures and some Wookiees and whatnot, things of that nature. But beyond that, I have to say I'm really excited about this game. I think, honestly, all they have to do is really give you an abundance of combat options, and I think the game's going to be fantastic. I'm really excited.
Solve couldn't have said any better, man. Listen, let me tell you right now. Lord Cognito is a Star Wars fraud. I don't follow it that hardcore. I'm very casual. I know basics of the universe. I've watched all the movies, don't get me wrong. But as a guy that's like hardcore Star Wars, that's not me. So for me, a game like this is going to have to really go over the top to impress me. And Solve? Yo, let me tell you, man, blown away. Again, the combat mechanics, the melees, the dodging abilities, the varied options in dodging. And then, like Saul was saying, like there were times where stormtroopers were shooting him, and then he was able to freeze time, use the enemies, bullets against them to kill them. The thing that really brought it for me personally is I'm a big fan of Respawn, right? And Respawn is the king of the wall run mechanics. So when I saw Titanfall wall running, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. So I was good. To be honest, it's so. And here's the thing: I saw a skill point system, which to me showed a lot of depth. They look like these things you can level up. There's so much it seems it can do, and story-wise, that cinematic single-player story that a lot of Star Wars fans have been craving. No multiplayer, no big games as a service universe, just old school Star Wars Jedi fights. And one last thing, the NPCs that we fight, I mean not the NPCs, the enemies he was fighting, there was one that almost had like a Darth Maul kind of melee thing.
So it seemed like you have your fodder enemies, and then you had more powerful enemies that could actually, and that's where it was good to see how the combat really worked out. You had guys parrying you, you had guys dropping you, spinning around. So the combat seemed like as it gets further in the game, and obviously with different difficulty levels, it seems like it's going to be challenging in a way that you would want, when you're playing as a Jedi. So that stuff really absolutely looked amazing. For me, another thing that really stood out is the fact that they're using the Unreal Engine instead of Frostbite.
No Frostbite.
No Frostbite. This is the Unreal Engine. Honestly, you could tell the lack of uncanny valleyness in the faces and the way they spoke.
Yes.
Obviously, it wasn't 100% finished yet,
right.
But you could really tell that the emotions and whatnot you're going to be getting from these characters are really going to come through in a way that's going to make the story pop, hopefully.
Exactly.
So hopefully the overarching story is great,
Yeah.
but I think all the elements are there to be something really special that we haven't seen from Star Wars in a long time.
Right.
So
Yeah, for me, I'm in the same boat. So it's like, again, it's early. We haven't seen any of the conferences yet. Microsoft is tomorrow, Bethesda's tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And Ubisoft. But as of right now,
Early game of the
as of right now, Star Wars is that game for me. You know, and I'm not even a Star Wars guy. So I'm curious to see how it goes. Again, minor snafus. We saw one thing with an AI stormtrooper. They were fighting the Jedi guy was fighting some spiders, and it was like an AI stormtrooper guy that wasn't really moving in the back. Again, minor nitpicks. Couple maybe a frame pacing here and there.
Right.
Again, I don't know.
It was on PC.
It was on playing on PC. I don't know how far they are in development with what they showed, but I'm confident that that stuff is so minor that it looked like it could be cleaned up. So anyway, that's what I got. Iron Lord Podcast live, raw reaction. Lords of Gaming that not Lord Solved. We just saw Jedi Fallen Order, y'all. Yo, one to watch. Iron Lord Podcast approved.